That's fine. All right. So, so we were reading about how Vaishnava Aparad basically stops anyone's progress. It's like our Bhakti Lata is so tender. It takes the shelter of a it's there is a support, and that support is nothing but the sadhu sangha. The support is there. When it is alone, it is very hard. So the sadhu sangha is very important, and there will be a lot of weeds which will grow around that creeper, right? Lots of weeds. So more than basically the plant, the weeds grow faster. That is the case in any plant. You all have experienced that if you plant something, when the plant takes a lot of time and the seed to sprout and grow, whereas the weeds, even if you don't want, they'll keep growing because that is how the nature is. So it is similar to that. Our bhakti is very slowly progressing, whereas the weeds grow very fast. Weeds are all anarthas. So anarthas are there within us from before, so they keep growing. And what we are trying to do is we are trying to nourish the plant. So sometimes what happens is when you try to nourish the plant, even the weeds are nourished. It's automatically the process is done. So you cannot just water the plant which you have planted. Automatically the weeds will get the nourishment. So what we need to do is we have to remove the weeds and then water. There's no point in watering the plant with the weeds because they'll grow more aggressively. So anarthas first needs to be removed, and then only the plant will grow. So how do we remove anarthas? Anartha nivritti. how does it happen? It happens when bhajana kriya is intensified. So when we do our sadhana more and more, and when we take the shelter of sadhu sangha, so which is the first three things: adau shraddha, sadhu sangha, bhajana kriya. So with the faith in what? With the faith in sadhus, with the faith in Krishna, with the faith in sadhus, first of all, that yes, he can help me. He is a higher devotee. That faith should come, and that faith will get intensified. And then the sadhu sangha will help the bhajana kriya. And then bhajana kriya basically intensifies. And then when bhajana kriya is done in a proper way, without deviation, then what happens is with the proper conception, I mean, that is, it's all about conception. Yes, we do sadhana, but if we don't have the right conception, our sadhana can take us in a wrong way. There are many people who even chant Mahamantra. Do they all go to the same abode or same conception and they achieve the same result? No. One may chant, there are dhakus who chant Mahamantra. Very sincerely they chant. Very sincere. To them it is very sincere. Sincere means what? They think that, oh, we are very sincere. We are very, they think that it is like it is their wife. They are very chaste to that name. So they chant that Mahamantra, same Mahamantra what we chant, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and they think that they will get good loot that day. So is that the conception we have basically? And then Mayavadis chant Mahamantra. Their conception is just to merge with Supreme Light, and they all want to become God. So that is their conception. And Sahajiyas chant Mahamantra 64 rounds every day. Do they get the same result? And they also chant the same mantra, holy names. But do they get the same result? Absolutely not. They get pretty much nothing, because their conception is more dangerous than even Mayavadis. Because at least Mayavadis will get some benefit, but which is not desired by a Vaishnava at all, or which is not even respected by a Vaishnava. But yet they achieve that result. But whereas Sahajiyas, they are just licking the jar of the honey. They don't get anywhere. So conception is what the foundation is. It's what the whole process is. Conception means what again? To actually have the proper angle of vision, to acquire the proper angle of vision, to connect to the reality in a proper way. Means if we have to reach to Delhi from Bangalore, I have to follow the route which takes me to Delhi. If I just say that, no, I will go, I know I can walk. I can walk, I have a lot of energy. So I will reach. I don't need any guidance. I don't need any direction. I don't need GPS. I will just take any direction and reach Delhi. then we are doomed, because not necessary we'll reach Delhi. We might, but it's 9 out of 10, or probably 9.9 out of 10 times we will reach in a, to a wrong destination, because we are not concerned about how and what to follow. So if we manufacture our own mm, philosophies, or if we follow something which is not bona fide, the result is not expected to be the best results anyways. So so Vaishnava Aparad is such that, when we commit, the mad elephant will come to the garden. So the creeper which is growing, which took shelter of the sadhu sangha, and removing the weeds, then we water. What do we water? We water with the watering is holy names. Like we chant the Mahamantra of Krishna. That is the watering process. We take the holy name with full-hearted, sincerely, with our full hearts, without any offenses. There are offenses to the holy names as well. Chanting inattentively, of course, doing Vaishnava Aparad, and also considering all the names are same, equivalent to Krishna Nam. Any demigod's name is also equivalent to Krishna Nam. All these 10 offenses are given in the scriptures and being proclaimed by acharyas that follow these 10 offenses, which is trying to give proper watering to the plant. Because even watering is there, but you're actually not watering properly. You're giving too much, or giving too less, or giving not right water by something else maybe. So nourishment should be given. So the nourishment is given by holy names. And then the creeper starts growing. And when the creeper gets more solid, where the wind cannot make disturbance to uh, the plant, that stage is called as nishta. When we get to the stage of nishta, that is the safest stage, where the creeper cannot be uprooted. So it means it's not creeper anymore. It has grown like a tree. It's like a banyan tree. Even an elephant cannot uproot. So because a devotee who is situated in nishta is safe position, because nishta is where he will not fall down, because he will always, he's already got the qualities of a pure devotee, that he will never commit a Vaishnava aparad. He will never leave the process of devotion. All these what do you say, qualities have come in him. And also he's the spontaneous devotion has started in him. Nishta means he's got the firm process is been installed in him. And then the process of sadhana means vaidhi bhakti, which is regulated devotion, is retired. Regulated devotion means we don't have the desire to do it, but we are yet sort of regulated to do it. Means we are yet compelled to do it. Like the soldiers in army, when they join, initially they're not really inclined to follow the rules and regulations of the army school. It'll be tough, because the upbringing is different. They'll have to get up at 4 o'clock. They get 7 minutes to take shower, toilet, everything, shave, fully shaven. 7 to 10 minutes is the given time to get everything done. And then uh, assemble, after 10 minutes. It is not easy. But as you do it for a long time, what happens is the discipline imbibes in yourself, and then you tend to not, even if you have an opportunity to break that, you will not break it. It becomes a discipline, so much so that it becomes your lifestyle, so which you really love. And if you don't do it, then you will feel very bad about it. Means you cannot live without it in one way. So similarly, in devotional service, initially it is bitter. It is we don't have any taste, we don't have any push, but we still are supposed to, and we are committed in one way also, because we have uh, given ourselves to Guru, and Guru has instructed us to do a few things. So we are going on the platform of instructions, and we are going in the platform of plane of regulative devotion, that we are supposed to do, so we have to do. But there is no spontaneity, there is no natural attraction to the process much. there is a little bit. Guru Maharaj always says, Nishta is there, Ruchi is there, Bhava is there, Prema is there. Everything is there in a tiny bit, even in a sadhaka bhakta, very tiny bit, which we cannot even trace. But as we progress more and more and more, and when we come to the stage of Nishta, which is a very high stage, I don't know much about it. I can only speak whatever it's been spoken by the gurus and acharyas, because I'm not in that plane. So when the Nishta stage comes, the devotee spontaneous devotion starts. Spontaneous devotion. He is spontaneously attracted to Krishna. He cannot live without Krishna consciousness. And then he gets the next stage. He gets a lot of taste from it, lot of taste. And then asakti comes. That great determination, great attachment comes. Asakti, and from there he gets the bhava stage. Bhava means the feelings arouses in him. The feelings will be the life of the devotee. He will live in the plane of feelings, and then the love of God manifests in him, which is prema stage, which is a very high stage. So these stages of bhakti is achieved only when we try to follow the proper procedure. So here, why we discussed about these things is Durga Das, who was that zamindar of that place, landlord. He came to actually chastise Chaitanya Das. He came to correct him, but he realized that he has done a big offense. He would have disturbed the whole thing. The great thing is going to happen here, and it's a miracle that how Krishna is showing mercy on that land, and he was trying to disturb that. So he understood that. He began to condemn himself. He cried and rolled on the ground. Chaitanya Das heard his lamentation and immediately came to him. Catching Durga Das' hands, he tried to pacify him with sweet words. He pacified him. Such is the quality of a Vaishnava. He never registers any offense. He basically forgives everything, and he doesn't even think that there was any offense basically done. So that is the quality of a sweet devotee. So Durgadas said, I heard some sound in my dream, but when I awoke, the sounds disappeared. Chaitanya Das said, I was watching two small boys in my dream, and when I got up, they disappeared. So Durgadas is saying, because after taking lunch, he lied down and he went into sleep a little bit, and then in the sleep he could hear Sankirtan. When he opened his eyes, he could not. Chaitanya Das said, I was watching two small boys in my dream, and when I got up, they disappeared. And then Durgadas said, it was not a dream. You are trying to deceive me. Only if you tell me the truth will I be satisfied. So please don't say just it's a dream. Some reality is here. Chaitanya Das replied, you are known as a sober person. Why has a dream upset you? Durgadas said, I am sure that it was not a dream. The sounds were so vivid. It was so clear. Alas, I had the chance to see my worshipable Lord, and now I have lost him. In fact, I have forgotten even his name. The Shastra states that those who give up their loyalty to the worshipable Lord go to hell. Chaitanya Das said, you are a learned person. Think the matter over carefully and do whatever you feel is proper. So Durgadas replied, I have heard that the Supreme Lord has appeared as Gauranga in Navadvip. The same Lord entered my heart and made me forget my worshipable Lord. That same Lord was dancing in your courtyard. Now tell me what I should do. Chaitanya Das said, I cannot instruct you, for you are my master and I'm your servant. He took a very humble position and he said, I'm your servant. How can I instruct my master? Durgadas said, I have told you everything in detail. Now I want to accept Radha Krishna mantra. So the reason he came was to chastise the process of chanting the holy names. Now he is saying, I want to chant the holy names. I want to accept this is the highest mantra. After saying this, Durgadas returned home and began to search for a genuine spiritual master. Before long, he found his guru and accepted instruction from him. This change of heart occurred when Srinivasa entered his mother's womb. So all these auspicious signs happened when Srinivasacharya entered the womb of Lakshmi Priya. So this is what Mahaprabhu's will was. So whatever the will of the Lord, it will come to will come to act. So Srinivasacharya is coming to this world. He's going to take Krishna consciousness to the nook and corner of the whole world. So, so when an auspicious and Nitya Siddha is coming down, which is empowered personality from Mahaprabhu is coming down, of course, the whole environment will become jubilant. So I offer my respectful obeisances at the lotus feet of Srinivasacharya, who propagated Sri Sri Radha Krishna's holy names even while in his mother's womb. So such is the quality of a great devotee. When Prahalad was in the womb of Kayadu, he got the instructions from Narada. And what did he do when he was in a very tender age, 2 years old, 3 years old, and when he entered the school, so he made all the demoniac mentality kids in, because there are three forces which acts on the jiva. One is the genetical force which he carries through his mother and father materially. That also has some impact physically and mentally, because we all see kids look like their father or mother or grandfather, grandmother, or in the lineage some resemblance is there physically, and also mentally they have some impressions. So they sometimes behave in the same way. They sometimes they act in the same way. Their minds also work in the same way. So that is called genetical force. And there is environmental force. So once we come to this world, we are inspired, and we basically aspire from many personalities around us. It might be right from our our family and friends, or celebrities, or anyone. So we try to catch so many qualities of them. That's called environmental force. And there is inherent force, which is swabhava. So that is also there. So these three makes up a personality in this world. So what is the swabhava? Swabhava means the inherent quality of that jiva. So the inherent quality is which is not, of course, the swarupa swabhava. Swarupa swabhava is jivera swarupa hoy nityara Krishnadas. That is the only quality. He is the servant of Krishna. But when the jiva enters this material world, he is taking impressions that acquired tendencies and acquired prejudices from previous lives. Lot of prejudices he takes, and the tendencies he carries. Those are the things which basically makes his swabhav, inherent swabhav, that is filled with sattva, rajas, and tamas. So if he is a tamoguna jiva, means if he is filled with lot of ignorance, even though he is born in the family of geniuses from point of sattva guna, he might be born in the family of nice brahmanas, and he also might be surrounded with nice brahminical culture, but yet sometimes he goes down because his inherent swabhava is tamaguna. So it draws him down. He might become a demon within the family of devatas. Like devatas means devata guna means sattva guna, means generally it is found in the people who follow sattvic practices naturally. So but sometimes what happens is, you might have observed that if a person is born in a very low grade mentality families, he might be born in a brothel home, or he might be born in a Surik family culture, but still he'll become a great devotee because his swabhava is very sattvic. It might be Prahalad, it might be so many people. You can, Ajamil was a great example, because Ajamila was born in a family of great devotees. He himself practiced wonderful sattvic life till up until he was 20 years old. But by the power of Maya, by his previous deeds, he did fall down. That is the environmental force. He saw a prostitute who was very, very attractive. He fell into her grip, and then by the charm of that lady, he left his home, his family, his practices. He became a daku. He became a murderer. Whatever you can think of, he did all sins till he was 80. And then because he was a sattva soul, sattvika soul, His swabhava was like that. Even though his environmental force uh, was very forceful on him for 60 years, it could not continue for a long time. The original nature, sort of came to surface. So he became a great devotee by going to Badrikashram, and then he performed austerities, performed great devotional practices he took up to, and then he went to Vaikuntha. So like this, sometimes the sattva souls might be not in the right environment, or might not be even born in the right families, but they can be, they will always shine, they will always emerge. So this is the classic example here. So that's what here it's been mentioned, that the holy names were taken, and the holy names was propagated when Srinivasacharya was right in the womb of Lakshmi Priya. He was not even born. When a child is conceived, he is already distributing the holy names. That is the beauty. There are no other incarnation of the Supreme Lord who are so glorious, as glorious and compassionate as the two brothers, Sri Chaitanya and Sri Nityananda. Those who do not worship them simply drink poison. What does it mean, simply drink poison? It means they are bereft of the nectar. What is not nectar? It is in one way slow poison. Nectar means something which is giving you immortality. Whatever we consume here is taking us to the death. So in one way, it is a slow poison. So when you are not getting the real sweet, it means that there can be only two things, two ends. So either one is Krishna or Maya. There can be nothing in between. There is no stage in between. What is Maya, what is not Krishna is Maya. Simple as that. So our Krishna is Maya. Our Krishna means not, which is not Krishna is Maya. So which is not nectar is in one way poison. No? So in Maya there are many gradations inside. Actually, in Maya there are many gradations. There is Andan Tamas, so there is Sattva-guna also. Sattva-guna is also Maya, right? Sattva-guna, Brahmaloka is also Maya. It might not appear as poison. It might not appear as poison at all, Sattva-guna, but it is a poison in its own way, because Sattva-guna also has Tama-guna in it. When one is attached to Sattva-guna a lot, and he places himself in Sattva-guna for a long time, maybe lifetimes, then he falls to the grip of Tama-guna, because Sattva-guna inherently has Tama-guna and Rajoguna. Eventually, Tamaguna will come up to the surface. So Sattva-guna is not Shuddha Sattva. Shuddha Sattva is above the material modes. So Sattva, Rajas, Tamas are the nature of this material. So that is also Maya. So there are no other incarnations of the Supreme Lord who are glorious and compassionate as the two brothers, Nityananda Prabhu and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There had never before been such magnanimous incarnations. As the pregnancy progressed, Lakshmi Priya and Chaitanya Das became more and more delighted. People came to them daily and offered them gifts. Thus their poverty was completely forgotten. We'll probably stop here, and tomorrow we will see what happens when the baby boy was born, how the demigods, everyone showered their praises, and then we'll continue the katha. Desiring to serve the lotus feet of Sri Janama and Veerachandra Prabhu. Veerachandra Prabhu is the son of Nityananda Prabhu. He is more magnanimous. He is more merciful than Nityananda Prabhu. That's what Sridhar Maharaj always says. So desiring to serve the lotus feet of Sri Janama Mataji, who is the wife of Nityananda Prabhu, and her son Veerachandra Prabhu, Nityananda Das, who is the disciple of Sri Janama Mataji, narrate Prema Vilasa. So Prema Vilasa Grantha ki jai, Harikadamrita Mahamahotsav ki jai. Today is a Chandan Yatra as well. So I'll put the pictures of the Chandan which is applied to Narsingadev in our ashram. So please have darshan as well. I'll put that in a group right after this class. Thank you all for joining, and we will continue tomorrow. So we'll probably do 3 days in a week. That's more practical. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Any questions anyone has got, please ask me Even while I'm reading, any questions or any comments, or if you want to add something, feel free to do so. So that is one thing you can always do. Um, anything anyone has? Any questions? It can be anything. It might not be just. Although Nimgana questions, yeah. It might not be just related to this katha which we did today. I know Rishi joined a bit late. I know you're working, Rishi. That's good. Whenever you can, you please join. So if you have any questions, please ask me. If not, you can write down the questions if you get some, and just send me a WhatsApp message. So tomorrow before the class starts, we can start with the questions. Okay, and probably once in a week or once in a couple of weeks, we'll just keep a session just for the questions also. Okay. All right. ओम ज्ञानतिग्रन्थस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। हरे कृष्णा everyone. हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा,
हरे कृष्णा, हरे कृष्णा।
Thank you, thank you. ಏನ್ ಸಮಾಚಾರ? ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಹೊಡೆದೆ.
Okay, I'll end this session. Hare Krishna.